Welcome to the Fiery Healer channel. I typically drum to clear the space before a reading, to set sacred space and make sure that the messages coming in are meant for the viewers watching. All right, so today we have several decks here. We have Angels and Ancestors by Kyle Gray. We have Sacred Cycles by Jill Pyle and M. Dewey, Santa Muerte, New Era Elements, and Forest of Enchantment. All right, so let's see here. Let's start with Angels and Ancestors. So what message can aid the viewers on their path today and this week? I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Inhale and exhale all the way. Spring in reverse. See your seeds grow. Okay. And it does make sense that it's reverse, because at least here where I'm recording this video, we are almost at the end of summer. So we are not at a time where we are seeing seeds grow. We are actually at a time of harvesting. You can see that plant there. So I'm also, as I look at that rabbit in reverse, it's an invitation to slow down. I mean, finish up what needs to be finished, but then even though fall in many ways is a season of movement, we don't have to move quite as fast as we did in spring. Oh, yep, and here's the summer card. Bask in joy and light. So it is still summer here. We actually have a really nice, warm, sunny day today. I'm gonna put this one right here so that we can have it centered for the reading. All right, and bees do represent community, so this might be an invitation for you to either lean on support from your community or to hold some sort of gathering or event. There's a word that I'm looking for. Some sort of opportunity for people to come together in order to make the community that is there more visible. Bees are very visible, unless people are afraid of them. They do bring a lot of joy to people as they go around pollinating the flowers. And so, bring that community out. It is there. It just needs to be brought out. And in the process of bringing it out, more good things will happen too. So let's get some cards from the Forest of Enchantment Tarot. I absolutely love this deck. It's one of my favorites. Haven't used it in a while though. All right. What would be helpful for the viewers to see? Hope you all are having a wonderful day. And if not, I hope this video helps. All right, this flew out right on top of the spring reversed. 10 of Visions. So it's 3 unicorns sitting in a field resting. It's almost like they're plotting their next move. Where can we go bring magic to next? We're just gonna rest a while, but we'll be back at it in a minute. Yeah, it's just such sparkly energy. I believe the 10 of Visions is the same as the 10 of Cups, which represents, although it might be, let me just double, I don't feel like looking at the book. That's Boons is Pentacles, Challenges is Air, spells as wands. So yeah, the visions is, ooh, so we have bees and unicorns out. That's a really cool combination. Thank you, bee and unicorn, for coming in. I will gladly accept both of those energies onto my spirit team. So they both definitely have like a magical and helpful energy about them. Why are the unicorns showing up here? Actually, let me ask that question of the Sacred Cycles deck. Give us, please, some more information on the unicorns that are showing up here. That is fluorite that I just moved. All right, we have the crone in reverse, winter in reverse, and menarche upright. So this is a girl who's getting her period, and the community is celebrating her. They're taking the time to be in community and to lift up a generation that's different from them. So we're not in winter yet. Winter's in reverse. This is still an active time of celebrating, practicing. And then crone is also in reverse. So maybe the unicorn is coming in here because there is some guidance and wisdom needed. There might be a situation where just like this little girl does need the women around her to help her through this transition. There might be a situation where you are in need of the wisdom of others around you, or where you can provide that to others. Yeah, this cruelty card came out, so some of you may actually be, that card's a little graphic, sorry, I could have warned you. Some of you might have actually experienced something really hurtful recently, or you might just be feeling down because of the weight of the world and the cruelty that is witnessed. And then the Power card. So there is immense power in hold on a second. So what I'm getting is like this amount of power is so much greater, almost scary, than like, I'll just cover this up a little just in case, than this cruelty that was done to this one animal. So the cruelty is measurable. The power is immeasurable. Meaning like, it's not that we're trying to put like we're not trying to say that like, oh, the cruelty that was done to somebody or to a group of people is like only X amount big, because obviously that can impact people for generations. And the earth for generations, depending on what kind of cruelty. But what I'm getting is like, this is like one mouse, and this is like a massive amount of power. So we might be letting ourselves get consumed by the cruelty that we have seen or experienced without fully understanding like the immense amount of power that comes with this community energy and the bee and the unicorn energy. So actually opening up to the magic that's around you and the beauty that's around you and leaning on your supports. I feel like there's, I don't know, I feel like there's another message that wants to come in here. So let me ask a different question. This is a Santa Muerte deck. What message would be helpful for those watching the video? Would help guide us towards our greatest good and the greatest good of our families and communities. Okay, whoa, that's weird. They kept flipping back and forth. I don't know if you saw that. So I'm gonna try to, I want to see what's on the bottom too. Ooh, the Ace of Wands is on the bottom. So definitely a fiery new start or burst of energy. So we were toggling here between the Eight of Pentacles and Knight of Wands. Which could be somebody who has acquired some resources and now is ready to go. Like, let's go spend it, let's go invest in something. Or alternatively, it could be greed. Like this Knight of Wands might not have much regard for those around him. And then look, they're like just holding this bag of money. So we were toggling between that, which honestly probably is going with this cruelty energy, if we read it the second way, and the Ace of Swords, which is truth, which again, I'm getting like this immense power from this card. Like, look at that sunlight energy. Like this sunlight energy. I'm glad that this came out, because when I was first reading this power card, I was thinking, well, this is still like man-made power, right? And it could go out if we are overdoing it or not maintaining the systems or whatever. I'm not an expert in that. And the sun just confirms that I was reading this as immeasurable amount of power. So there's a lot of like things to break through here for this truth to prevail. Like, but we can see it now. Like, imagine if this sword was like 10, 15 feet back in this thick patch. We would only be able to see the top. We might not believe, the extent of it, but it's right there now. Like, we can see it. And we can see it here in this reading. And it is definitely capable of breaking through this brush. So any confusion you may be feeling, any hard times, really the message here is about, like, what's one thing you can do to nurture your sense of community? And it's interesting because I just got back from a lunch that someone in my neighborhood hosted, and it was just a really, really beautiful community event. It was actually a fundraiser, and she just poured all this love into it and is donating the proceeds to a local organization. All right. Okay, let's go to angels and ancestors. What do you guys want to know? Put something in the comments if you have certain questions that you want me to ask that you're not hearing me ask. So let's look at like who are our helpful guides right now. I mean, we already have bee and unicorn, so that is pretty powerful. So we have air guardian and medicine guardian. Shift your perception and be open to healing information. So honestly, I feel like this reading is the healing information. Like, this is such a big message, such an important message. But who knows? Maybe when you are talking with your neighbors or your family or someone from a local organization or a group that you're involved in, maybe they'll also have like some healing information for you. And then the air guardian, shift your perception. So like imagine the wind blowing and how that seems to bring in new energies, and it seems to also wipe away stagnant energies. That is this spirit. So the wind, the air, helps us shift our perception, because what was once still or stagnant, just like this brush at the bottom of that Ace of Swords, can now move. It can now flutter away. It can create room for something else. So that is really beautiful. Really, really beautiful. So what else here? Oh, I wanted to end the reading with a page from this book. I forget what this is called. Oh, it's called Everyday Offerings. Pick a hand, follow its lead. Split open and sparkle. So it looks like a combination of like an amethyst as well as like a fruit. Like, I don't know if it looks like a passion fruit or not, but like some kind of tropical fruit. And it is amazing, you know, when cooking with fruits and vegetables, the different shapes that are on the inside of them. So split open and sparkle. And definitely show the world what you got. You know, and the purple is a very calming color. I'm not sure if purple is speaking to any of you right now. And as I say that, I notice I'm not the best with crystals, but I think this is lepidolite. It's one with all the layers. Yeah, and this has layers also. Let me just sit with this for a minute. I'm gonna clarify that with another sacred cycle card. Mexican sunflower. Okay, so here we have the butterfly on the plant. We have the bee as well. Yeah, so this is about like expression. It's that time of year where everything's in abundance and expressing itself. And so this is about like taking a hint from nature and, you know, maybe be vulnerable and like tell somebody about something you do, or a hope or a dream or a fear. When I was just at this event, I was not brave enough to tell everybody in the group setting about my YouTube channel, but I did talk one-on-one with somebody at the end, and I'm thinking about also asking the host if she would be willing to share the link to my channel in a follow-up email. So it's like, it's okay if you don't do the thing that your brain thinks is the most ambitious thing to do in terms of expressing yourself or sharing with others. But maybe you can even do like a smaller version of that if you're not quite ready to do the bigger version. And, you know, just like when you plant a plant, we don't know how many flowers there are going to be. You could have like a super big burst of energy, like, oh my God, this Mexican sunflower, this calendula just burst forth with like 15, 20 flowers. Or it could be like one or two, you know? And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, there might be disappointment of like, oh, I wanted a bigger harvest, or oh, I wish I was braver and could have, you know, just told everybody. But in one of the last readings I did, there was a message about grace. We also have to give ourselves the grace of like, okay, well, if I'm disappointed, I can still use that emotion and take action. I can do something, you know, rather than completely retreating. But also, I can give myself grace for not blooming at the absolute maximum either. And that actually probably speaks to a barrier to us having community and having that bee energy, is that sometimes we think we might have to be perfect or do it a certain way in order to be seen by others. And then the unicorns too, like, are reminding us to rest, you know? Like, it's okay. Yeah, you don't have to do it all right now. But do know that, like, this nurturing your community, adding to your community, like seeing the magic and beauty. This is the truth of life. Like, this is the immeasurable amount of energy, not the rushing around, collecting the coins, keeping them to yourself. But again, remember this, there was another message here too of like somebody who did work hard and save and can now go out and do. So that if that is the one that resonates more with you, it might be actually that you are now able to go take some resources in to a community project or to something that helps your family. So I just wanted to remind you of that as well. All right, let's get one last card. I'll do from the Personal Power Oracle deck. And it's interesting. I don't know why I showed you this, because it doesn't show you the name of the deck. This shows you the name of the deck. But I'm just wondering if the message is to look in the mirror, and see how far you've already come. I know it's hard to look in the mirror and just, for some people at least, and like smile at yourself and say a positive affirmation. But I mean, at the very least, just silently acknowledge, like, this is something I did today that, maybe it would have been easier to just take a nap, or maybe it would have been more natural to just snap at somebody, but instead I took a deep breath and I tried creating a new pathway, and I tried breaking a pattern, or I did the thing I signed up for because it still felt good to do. I was just feeling tired and a little nervous. So, but I knew that going would give me energy, so just anything like that. Maybe it's just you made yourself a cup of tea instead of, a third cup of coffee, or you, looked inside of a fruit and vegetable and had awe at the beauty of the world. Okay, so we have I follow my heart. Love that. I release what doesn't serve me, and I am a problem solver. So the I release what doesn't serve me reminds me of the Air Guardian card that came in. Let me actually move some of this stuff. I'm actually gonna put that Ace of Swords there, and then so we can get our guardians back out. Yeah, I release what doesn't serve me, and she's clearly, ready for a change. So if that's you, you maybe read up on the energy of air or wind. And then I'm a problem solver and I follow my heart. I'm going to put these with the Medicine Guardian. Just look at these for a minute. Yeah. I mean, this is about taking action, like being open to new information and taking action. So not only are you open to healing information, you're a problem solver. And not only are you a problem solver, but you follow your heart, which means that you will solve your problems in a way that is true to you. Again, that truth energy is here with the Ace of Swords. So I'm going to leave you with that. I hope you all found something helpful in today's reading, and please like the video if you liked it. Please also subscribe because I am trying to grow my channel. Yeah, I would love to keep doing this. All right, have a great day, everybody. Love you. Bye.